Hey guys, the section of violence here. Let's get right into the UFC card. Historic night for myself, over 140 units. Crazy night, close to 150. I just can't even explain how happy I am. Let's get right into it though. So we had Carlson Harris versus Jared Gooden. Pretty much a toilet bowl matchup. Carlson Harris couldn't do anything to Jared Gooden on the ground. But he was also controlling him, had him in some danger. Yeah, Carlson Harris isn't that good, but Jared Gooden is terrible. So you know, what does that say about Harris for not finishing him? So I don't know about what to say about that fight. All I know is it's hard to watch. Who should Carlson Harris face next? At 170, after beating someone who is not even should not even be in the UFC. Um, Man, what should I even say about this guy? I think he should be fighting someone along the lines of Court McGee or maybe Danny Roberts, Michael Morales, feed him. I don't care. Like there's a lot of fights for him if he wants. Um, yeah, but yeah. Moving on. I'm gonna make it more interesting, guys. I'm just gonna pick one who I really think. Moving on though, Bruno Silva versus Tyson Nam. What a finish! Bruno Silva, man, he is dangerous, 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 dangerous at all areas of MMA. He has great wrestling, great jiu-jitsu, great striking. Tyson Nam was, yeah, he was in a fight, and he realized that early. He turned it on a little bit to end the fight, the first round, but too little, too late. He was behind after the first round, or not behind, but yeah, he lost that round. And Tyson Nam, he needed to pick it up, and when he tried, he fell into a trap, and that's what Bruno Silva did with a nice front kick up the middle. Caught Tyson Nam and finished him, knocked him out. Great win for Bruno Silva, worth the bonus. I think Bruno Silva, he's flyweight, correct? I believe. Yeah, he's flyweight. Okay, so I think Bruno Silva. I think Bruno Silva should jump right back where he was, get a good matchup with because he's dangerous, man. I think he should get Tagir, a rematch with Tagir, fight with Tim Elliott if they're on suspension. Tatsira Taira would be a fun one. I'm gonna go with Tatsira Taira. That's a really fun fight. Oh, I don't know if they take. Actually, no, that's a step backwards. I'd go Tagir and back off then if I had to pick. Moving on, up the division of the card, sorry, we had Ariana Lipski versus JJ Aldridge. Who would have thought JJ Aldridge, someone who could take down Aaron Blanchfield, cause her some problems, would have so much issues taking down Ariana Lipski. I know there's a size difference, which would probably cause a lot of the problems, but she had no semblance of of a single leg, a high crotch, a double leg. She had no idea what she was doing. JJ Aldridge, 11-6, fadeless, definitely. Ariana Lipski isn't very good, but she looked very good tonight just because of how bad JJ Aldridge looked. Um, yeah, Ariana Lipski, 15-8. I don't really know what to do with that, but at 125, we'll see who she has to deal with next. I don't really want to talk about the toilet bowl fights just because they don't really deserve that much talking. We don't need to talk about them. But anyways, yeah, like I can't even remember their names, who they won. Talia Lipski. Okay, she did. She's been on a little bit of a losing streak, so I would imagine she's pretty far down. Lipski, yeah, she just. I mean, Jasmine just won. I like that fight a lot more. Um, yeah, let's go Lipski versus Jasmine, or I think a fun one would be Lipski versus who'd she beat? Um, She ranked any higher than her? JJ Aldridge, yeah. So she would be up here. Never mind. So she wouldn't be fighting Jazz. Um, maybe I think a fight with Cynthia Calvillo. Maybe a fight with Melissa Gatto. I don't know. These are some good fights. If I could give her though a fight for sure, it would be I think either Melissa Gatto. No, okay, I gotta pick. I gotta pick. I gotta pick. Okay, I'm gonna take I'm gonna go Cynthia Calvillo. I think that's a really winnable fight for her. I know it's not that much farther up in the rankings, but I don't really think she deserves to be that higher up in the rankings anyways. So moving on. Victor Henry versus Tony Gravely. We'll start with the first round. People say it was competitive. I thought Henry schooled him. Looked really good in the first round. Not as great as he did in the second, but he looked good. And then the first round, yeah, he stopped a lot of his takedowns. And he just was looking really more sharp on the feet. It was close, but I would give it definitely to Henry. And round two, it was a clinic from Henry. Henry beat him up. Really, really good performance in the second round for Henry. Cardio was just insane. It's just the man lacks power. I think that's why the cardio comes from. But yeah, also really good wrestling and good fundamentals, good defense. And then that led to the third round. Tony Gravely started to come back alive. I'd still give the round to Victor Henry just for landing the better shots and having him in submission attempts, etc. But it was a close. It was close. I had it 30-27 Victor Henry, but I can understand you can give it 29-28 Victor Henry just because of the last round. But yeah, Victor Henry, man, great performance from Victor Henry. Just needs to work on his punching power because he doesn't really finish people, and he doesn't. I mean, he's faced a lot of good guys, so haven't really got to see him face anyone that he should be finishing any yet. So but I think to be really elite at this level, he should be finishing guys because the guys who have that death punch, like Danny Ige would really cause Victor Henry problems. I think, but yeah. Moving on. No, Victor Henry. He needs to. Who does Victor Henry get to fight next? Um, Victor Henry. So there's a predicament here because he just beat. Um, who did he just beat? He just beat. Tony Gravely. And is Tony Gravely I'm pretty sure Tony Gravely's ranked down here, right? Yeah, he's down here. So to be honest, there's not much I can do for that. So he's gonna have to probably fight somebody up, I'm guessing. And in that case, or he's gonna have to fight someone around his level. So I think a good fight for him would be. I think Douglas has a fight. I think a good next fight for him would be Cody Stamen. I'd like to see that one. Cody Stamen. Moving on. We have Josh Fremd versus Cedric Dumas. Josh Fremd, wow. He schooled Cedric Dumas from the start of this fight. Cedric Dumas is now his name is Boot Gang. He looked absolutely terrible tonight. Really amateurish. Kind of showed some of the glimpses. I thought it was just that he was green, but he really is that bad. And the guys he beat really just aren't that good, or they just got caught. One of the two. And Josh Fremd, man, he really showed up tonight. Beat the prospect, and yeah. Definitely sent Cedric back to the drawing board. For a next fight for Josh Fremd, um, it's hard because I really don't rate Josh Fremd. Um, so to say who he should fight next is it's a little difficult because he's 55th. And he just picked up a win over a Contender Series guy who hasn't had a fight yet in the UFC. I'm gonna have to give him either. Yeah, let's give him Dennis Tululin. Let's give him that fight. I want to see how he does in that fight. Yeah. Moving on. We had Davy Grant taking on Rafael Assunção. Retrospect, we should have taken Davy Grant. Would have been a stressful bet, but you know, hindsight 2020. I thought the bet was safe. Rafael Assunção by decision. Rafael Assunção, he looked like he was on his way to cruising to a decision. But damn, Keith Peterson, he took the point away. And even if he didn't take the point away, we'd still be up. And unfortunately for Keith, he chose to keep him down, not to keep him down on the ground. He started them back on the feet, which really, really screwed Assunção because he was tired and he worked for those takedowns, and he made him stand back up after Davey cheated. Um, really, really unfortunate for his son Sub because he got pretty much knocked out after, and then he got put in a compromising position. He did like when you lift, it's and except he didn't turn over, which left for himself vulnerable for the reverse triangle, which unfortunately for him he did not recover from. He went out and there wasn't much time left, or else he would have won by decision. And we would have been a happy, happy, happy team, and I'd be up even more. But it is what it is, guys. I can't complain. Um, Rafael Sunsao, really, really sorry for your loss. I wish you the best of the future endeavors. I'm sorry this is like the third legend to lose an over for me, or not an over, but a play for me on its way out. Really unfortunate, but it is what it is. Good win for Davy Grant. Moving on, we had Carl Williams taking on. Oh no, Davy. Let's see who you're fighting next. You're 135. Davy Grant. So yeah, you will be fighting, in my opinion, who he should be fighting. And how high? Yeah, so and that's a big win too. That ain't no little win. So Davy Grant could go all the way up to number 650, 14. And I think Davy Grant could get a fight with Montel Jackson. That'd be a banger. I'd really like to see that one. I'm gonna go Montel Jackson. Moving on though, we have Carl Williams versus Lucas Bresky. This was a heavyweight fight apparently. Carl Williams should not be a heavyweight. I don't know who let him be a heavyweight. He does not be that long. He doesn't have the cardio to be a heavyweight. Really, really unfortunate that Carl is a heavyweight because I feel like he's gonna get hurt at this weight class. Luckily for him, he fought a bag of milk and Lucas Bresky. Man, Lucas Bresky, man, he is something else to watch fight. Great win for Carl. Um, really, really showed his hustle. Um, Picked up the win, and yeah, couldn't really ask much more from him. 8-1 now. Who I think he should not fight next would be light heavyweight, but if he continues to choose this path down heavyweight, which I really once again don't recommend, man, I don't even know what to think about this. Like we have Lucas Bresky fighting. Who was it again? Carl Williams. So yeah, that was his first fight in the UFC. I think he should be fighting. I don't want to feed him to the wolves, but it's kind of got to be done. Either Palga or Tough. So I'm going to go with Palga. No, give him Sherman. Give him Chase Sherman. Get Sherman out of the UFC. I want to see him fight Chase Sherman. Moving on. Okay. We had Vitor Petrino versus Anton Turkalej. This was one of the ugliest fights in the card. Both of these guys were flopping around the place like fish. They don't have the greatest fundamentals. And it wasn't terrible, but it was pretty bad. Vitor Petrino, though, is a beast. He's very, very strong. Um, yeah, he hits like a truck. Great win for Vitor Petrino. Dominated, in my opinion, but he did get outworked in a lot of in some situations, which he shouldn't have been in those situations at all. But it is what it is. He worked out of those situations and he won a unanimous decision. Great win for Vitor Petrino. And yeah, if I could see him fighting someone next, light heavyweight where Carl Williams should be fighting, I can kind of understand why he's not, fighting at this weight class, considering how bad he looked at heavyweight. But yeah, let's see who Vitor Petrino should be fighting next. Vitor Petrino, in my opinion, should get a go at someone along the lines of maybe like an Ihor Pretoria. That would be an interesting one. Okay, let's go Ihor Pretoria. That'd be an interesting fight. Yeah, let's go that. Moving on, we have Mario Batista versus Guido Canetti. Did exactly what I thought he would. Submission round one. Mario's like that. He's really, really good. Guido Canetti's old. He's done. 10-7. He's gonna probably retire after this. Um, yeah. Let's see who Mario gets to fight next. This is interesting because he says he wants a ranked opponent, and I do think he's ready for it. But the problem with this is like it's a bit like he just fought a step down. So who would he fight? Sergey Morozov would be an interesting fight for him. This is weird. I like that fight a lot. Or he could fight Ronnie Barcelos. Those are a few good fights for him. Barcelos would be a good one. Let's go with Barcelos. Moving on, we have Jonathan Martinez taking on Said Nurmagomedov. Um, yeah, I don't think my guy won this fight, but I'll take the win. It's a free win for me. 11 units, I'll take that any day. Jonathan Martinez, he did enough, I guess, but definitely what I don't think he. I mean, not definitely, but I don't think he won. And Jonathan Martinez, he was in the fight. He reversed the fights when needed. He showed good heart, and I'm happy we got the win there. Probably pissed a lot of people off. Great win for Jonathan. Um, Love that dog money too. That really really helped. Um, Jonathan, who I think you should be fighting next. Luckily, we're in the same weight division. 135. Jonathan Martinez. I think you should get a good crack, especially after beating Side Nurmagomedov. I think you should get a crack. Someone along the lines of like a Dominic Cruz, or maybe someone like a Chris Gutierrez. Actually, no, that's your teammate. Hmm, hmm. Let's go with Ronnie Yaya. Or no. So yeah, Let's go Dom Cruz. That's probably the best option, to be honest. Dom Cruz. Moving on, we have Nikita Krylov versus Ryan Spann. We had Nikita Krylov, but it didn't really give us the opportunity to live bet just because of, well, Ryan Spann quit pretty much midway through the fight, the first round. Ryan Spann's mental is always going to be his mental roadblock. I don't think he'll be able to get over it. He has all the talent in the world. He just quits on himself. And Nikita Krylov, he's really good, man. I think Ryan Spann definitely was out of his league here, and Nikita Krylov showed up. Definitely wish I put more money on Krylov for sure. But yeah, good win, Krylov. Who I think you should be fighting next. You're probably near retirement, so I don't think it's title implications, if anything. I think. Oh, geez, he is up there. Well, Ryan Spann just won, which does give him the say. I think he could fight Rakic next, if whenever Rakic is back. That'll be a good fight, Rakic. But yeah, I'm gonna say Rakic. Moving on, we had Volkov taking on Romanov. I really am mad at myself. I didn't bet more on this fight. Alexander Romanov is an absolutely terrible fighter, and he showed it here. Really great performance out of Volkov. Really happy. He looked like a beast out there. He did grab the cage, unfortunately, but he delivered. Really happy for him. Romanov looked like a bag of milk. That's all I can really say without getting demonetized on here. But yeah, let's go Volkov in the heavyweight division. I think he should be fighting. There's a lot of fights for Volkov in that division. I really like Volkov. Like especially fighting guys like Romanov. I think Volkov should get a guy like Tai Tuivasa or Derek Lewis. They don't belong in the top 10. One of the two, one of those two guys would be fun. Yeah, I'm gonna say for the sake of it, Tai though, because I don't want to see Derek lose again. I don't really care so much about Tai. Anyways, moving on. Um, we have Merab Dvalishvili versus Peter Yan. I told you guys. I told you. Peter Yan, he is too freaking like he's a slow starter and he doesn't like to exert a lot of energy, and that's exactly what Merab does is exert energy. He is a ball of energy, and Peter Yan couldn't keep up. Great win for Merab. Absolute devastating force. I'm really happy about Merab's win. Um, yeah. Uh, really made me look smart there. He needs to work on his jiu-jitsu, like his finishing ability, but I'm really happy with his performance. We'll see in the rankings who he should be fighting next, but doesn't really leave a lot of options. He did win quite dominantly. Um, but I do think a good fight for him would be the winner of Marlon Vera versus Sanhagen, or I think he should just fight Sean O'Malley. That would be a really good fight. Either one of the two, I'm down for. But if I got to pick, I'd pick Sean O'Malley. And yeah, guys, that's it. Really happy about the card. We cashed 149 units or 140 something, 8. And we went what was it, 11 and 2 on predictions. Really good night. I'm really happy. Great weekend. Record night. But yeah, until next time, guys. I love you. Busy week next week. Invicta. UFC 280, I don't even know, 86, something like the 87. I don't know. All I know is Usman's fighting midday. I got teammates fighting next week, and then we got even better. We got lots of stuff. Bare knuckle, crazy week next week. Anyways, guys, until next time, I'll see you.